palms flat on that tabletop. If you lift those palms off that turtle shell tabletop, Mr. Pooch is gonna let loose with both barrels that sawed off. There have been a lot of lies said around this dinner table here tonight, but that you can believe. If you examine this piece of skull here, you'll notice 3 distinct dimples. Here, here, and here. Now, if I was holding the skull of an Isaac Newton or Galileo.
So firstly, Shultz does a distancing behavior here and looks at Django. This shows that he's distressed by what he's seeing and looks to his friend as a way of comfort, but also to stabilize himself. We're pack animals, and when we encounter a stressor, which is Candie in this case, we look to our friends and allies to build a rapport with them. Basically, it's a way of working together and staying in communication with them. Now, Shultz is trying to appease Candie by responding to what he says. He nods his head and fakes an interest as to be non-confrontational. If he sat and did nothing, Candie may take this as a sign of disrespect and react in a negative way. When we're threatened, we do all we can to improve our chances of survival, and appeasement is expected.
These 3 dimples will be found in the area of the skull most associated with creativity. But this is the skull of Old Ben. And in the skull of Old Ben, unburdened by genius, these 3 dimples exist in the area of the skull most associated with civility. Now, Bright Boy, I will admit you are pretty clever. But if I took this hammer here and I bashed in your skull with it, you would have the same 3 dimples in the same place as Old Ben.
Django moves his hand or leg, I can't really tell here, when Candie speaks. This is a sign of alertness. He's clearly being affected by what Candie has to say and potentially places his hands on the table or moves his legs in a position to jump into action. Now, if that is the case, we can tell that he's prepared to attack Candie for what he's saying. When we're threatened, our brains make us prepare to meet the stressor, so it makes sure that our hands are up and our legs are ready to quickly stand up if we're sitting down. When Candie then says that Django's pretty clever, he maintains strong eye contact and leans in. This is again a sign of alertness and shows he's prepared to fight the stressor. The eye contact is confrontational and he moves his body closer to the stressor, so changes his proxemics, which shows that he's ready to fight. Now, if he felt submissive or less powerful in this situation, he would be acting non-confrontational like Shultz. He wouldn't make eye contact and wouldn't lean in, putting his body closer to the danger.
Flat on that tabletop. If you lift those palms off that turtle shell tabletop, Mr. Pooch is gonna let loose with both barrels that sawed off. There have been a lot of lies said around this dinner table here tonight, but that you can believe. Mr. Moody, would you be so kind as to collect the pistol hanging off these boys' hips here?
Django manages to stand up quicker than Shultz because he prepared to fight much earlier, as we saw. Being able to react slightly quicker may not seem like much, but over millions of years of evolution, it adds up, especially before invention of ranged weapons. The standing up was completely subconscious, and it was an instinctive reaction, exactly the same way as you react when you touch a hot kettle and instantly jolt your hand away. Django now acts non-confrontational and submissive. He knows he's powerless to take action in this instant, so he doesn't make any eye contact as he wants to survive the situation. Also, the cut on Candie's hand and the blood wasn't scripted. He actually smashed his hand onto the glass.
Thank you ever so much, Doctor. Where were we? Jackass. Yes. I do believe you were just getting ready to make me a proposition to buy Broomhilda. Am I right? Right. Bring out Hildy.
Get over here, honey.
Django keeps diverting his eye contact away from Candie. Shultz also does a pacifying behavior with his breathing. He exhales slowly, which is the brain's way of releasing the buildup of stress. When we get stressed, we need to pacify to get rid of the stress. And we do this by exhaling, scratching, fidgeting, and many other non-verbal cues. Pacifying behaviors are a strong sign that someone is incredibly stressed.
Sit your ass in that garbage.
Lay your hand flat on that tabletop.
Shut your mouth. Dr. Shultz, in Greenville, you yourself said that for the right nigger, you'd be willing to pay what some may consider is a ridiculous amount. To which me myself said, what is your definition of ridiculous? To which you said, $12,000. Now, considering y'all have ridden a whole lot of miles, went through a whole lot of trouble, and done spread a whole lot of bull to purchase this lovely lady right here, it would appear that Broomhilda is in fact the right nigger.
Django does a micro-expression with his mouth. He opens it slightly and then closes it. This is a cue that shows he wants to speak to his wife, but consciously stops it due to the context of the situation. Candie this whole time has been doing open body language with his arms, and doesn't seem to care about Shultz or Django. He turns his back on them and is able to divert his eye contact, showing that he doesn't see them as a threat. When we feel threatened, and we aren't trying to act non-confrontational, we try to take in as much information about the situation as possible, in order to improve our chances of survival. Shultz does rapid eye movement toward Candie, showing that he wants to take in information, but also wants to be non-confrontational. Django then tenses his mouth and moves his feet again, like before, to prepare for action. He was being non-confrontational and submissive, but now has changed to the fight response instead. He is ready for action.
And if y'all want to leave Candyland with Broomhilda, the price is $12,000.
And I take it you prefer the take it or leave it style of negotiation?
Yes, I do, Doctor. You see, under the laws of Chickasaw County, Broomhilda here is my property. And I can choose to do with my property whatever I so desire. And if y'all think my price for this nigga here is too steep, what I'm gonna desire to do is...
Candie does a small pacifying behavior here. He sticks his tongue out briefly, which is a way for him to pacify. Django also continues to make really strong eye contact, showing that he's still in the fight response.
And beat our ass to death with it, right in front of both y'all.
Easy, big fella.
Then we can examine the 3 dimples inside Broomhilda's skull. Now, what's it gonna be, Doc? Huh? What's it gonna be?
May I lift the hands off the tabletop in order to remove my billfold?
Yes, you may.
That 12.
To the man with the exceptional beard and his unexceptional nigger.
Again, Django stands up. He's prepared to fight the stressor, as we saw earlier. Overall, the scene has so much brilliant acting. Pretty much everything is on point here. Django and Shultz react in very different ways, and that's shown with the subtle non-verbal cues they give off during this scene. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.